Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Kathie J. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, I say it every day, but it's seriously like the coolest thing ever that you let me come into your home. So thank you so much. It's a joy to hang out with you. My staff and I work so hard behind the scenes, so thank you very much. Now, I know you have a lot of options out there, especially right now at this kind of hour. So thank you very much for tuning in and feeling the vibe of the Kathie J Show. I have to take a quick hello to say hi to Connie and Amanda for watching us every day. They have sent us some viewer emails, and I won't get into the detail, but I just want to say, ladies, thank you. Remember, you can always send your emails anytime to KathieJShow.com. Go to KathieJShow.com, and there's a place for you to do viewer emails. You can always catch up on any shows you might have missed and any of that kind of stuff as well at KathieJShow.com. Now, I have to take a personal moment really fast. Actually, the whole show is like my personal moment, but this is a personal moment. So there's a mom up in Louisville, the Broomfield Superior area. I have to really give you a big, huge thank you. Okay, so I have a friend, might be a boy, that I went to college with down at Fort Lewis and Durango, okay? And I lost touch with him. That's what happens, right? But we were in like radio communication classes together and haven't spoken to him in like a decade. Well, out of the blue, I get a DM the other day, okay? I'm like, ooh, it's happening. So anyways, I read the DM and he says, oh my God, you have to call me. So I'm like, this is so exciting. I'm wondering what happened to this cute boy. So I call him and he tells me, you're not gonna believe this, but the other day I called, because he lives in another state. So he called in to check in on his mom who lives up in Broomfield. And she literally had to hang up on him because the Kathie J Show was on. All right. So if you're that mom, I love you so much. Because see, he thought I was still in radio. He didn't know that I'd moved on to TV. So his mom was like, he goes, Mom, what? You're hanging up on me like for a show? And the mom said, yeah. She used to be a radio DJ here in Denver. Now she's got her own TV show. I got to go. And she literally hung up on him. So to you, Mom, thank you so much for hanging up on your son to hang out with me. It's like a full circle moment just happened. So thank you very much. Okay, so today, this is really cool, everybody. So today we are heading down to Pueblo because our friends at the Colorado Lottery, they're all about conservation. And as you know, I decided to we are part of conservation and the Colorado Lottery. So my staff and I headed on down to Pueblo to team up with their team for the annual Runyon to the Res cleanup. So we're always saying, hey, get outside, clear your head, get the vitamin D in your skin, change of scenery never hurt anybody, right? So producers Mary and Colleen and I, we all went down to Pueblo, and it's not as far as you think. It's like, I thought it was really far, but straight down I-25, and once you get past Colorado Springs, like you blink and you're in Pueblo. Pueblo's beautiful. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, more trees than I thought it was going to be. So we get down to Pueblo, we met a lot of really nice people, and we picked up trash along the Arkansas River. So here we are. There's Colleen and Mary and I. And there is, oh my God, it was such a nice time. And so then it was a little windy, but that's fine. But we had a lot of good laughs. And then we went and listened and meditated next to the calm waters of Lake Pueblo. There we are meditating. Wasn't that cool? We totally had a great time. You know what we're saying right there? Kathie J Show National, Kathie J Show National. And then my stomach started growling, so then we couldn't meditate for too long. So then we had to head out because I was starving. But there was like 100 people there hanging out with us, and it was just the best day. Companies were there doing team builders. People were there just because they wanted to keep our state clean, and that's what it's all about. So today, you're going to see where we went. You're going to hear what we learned, and the next time you want to throw that gum out or that mask out of the window or your pocket, please think about this show. Don't do it. Just keep it on you and throw it away into a trash can. Whatever you take into the wild, remember, you take back out. So everybody, sit down, hang out, because we'll be right back. Kathie J. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show, everybody. So today we are celebrating Colorado Lottery's Conservation Month, the month of October. Governor Polis, proclaimed it, and it is all to just celebrate all of the conservation efforts of the Colorado Lottery. Joining me today, I have Tom Seaver, the director of the Colorado Lottery. We're in Pueblo, Tom.
Woo!
How cool!
Welcome to my neck of the woods.
Yes, this is your hood. You always come up to the Kathie J couch, and now we're down here.
You're on my couch now.
I am, and
That's
this is a big, beautiful couch you have. We are at Lake
you.
Pueblo State Park. Yes, we're here for the Runyon to the Res. Tell everybody why.
So Runyon to the Res is our annual cleanup project. We have a complete volunteer lineup. Everybody comes down and we put people into groups and they pick up trash from Runyon State Wildlife Area to Lake Pueblo State Park, and it's about a 8.5 mile stretch of the Arkansas River. So we just get people out here, get dirt under our fingernails, and have a good time.
It is. It's beautiful. You have about 100 volunteers here today. You actually had to cut off the list because so many people want to be a part of this, which is wonderful. Tell me, why is it so important that you chose this 8-mile stretch?
Right. So the Arkansas River is really the lifeline of southern Colorado, and it's one of our most important recreational resources. People use it for fishing, hiking, picnicking. Everybody in this part of the state uses the Arkansas, so we thought it was the perfect place to get out and do some cleanup.
What are people littering? What's the thing that you're finding the most of right now today cleaning up?
Well, like every year, we found just a huge variety of stuff.
Okay.
The biggest and most common are plastic water bottles,
boo!
Aluminum
Give the hints,
cans.
everybody, yes.
And one of the reasons that we're doing it here by the river is because we want to pick up fishing line and things like that could be dangerous to birds and wildlife. So we pick up fishing line, we pick up any kind of fishing stuff that's left behind that an animal could get into and cause
Why would you be
problems.
leaving your fishing line behind? That stuff can really,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it could cut. But it's not good.
It's very bad.
Okay, and gum wrappers, I'm sure you're finding.
We find gum wrappers,
Yeah.
we find food wrappers.
It's not cool,
Yeah.
everybody. Just take whatever you bring in, bring it back out with you. And the water bottles, real fast. Just go buy one that you wash every time and reuse. Buy a reusable water bottle. Yes,
Yeah,
right. All right.
absolutely.
So it's the third annual Runyon to the Res. So who all do we have out here joining us today?
So our partners in this event are Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the Nature and Discovery Center of Pueblo, and Pueblo City Parks and Rec.
That's awesome. Why is this important to you?
It's important to me because I live here and because I feel like if I'm going to use all these resources, I should be a part of making sure that they stay clean and beautiful. And so it's just natural stewardship.
Yes, absolutely. That's how you need to look at it with Mother Nature. It's all about cleaning up, right? Tell me why the cleaning up projects are so important.
Well, the usage on all of our public lands has been so incredible, especially since COVID, and even before COVID. So many people are moving to Colorado and they all want to get outside, and that's great. Use the outdoors, use the wilderness. But along with that comes a price. There's always litter, there's always things that need to be picked up and cleaned up. So this is a perfect way for us to participate and get our hands on and help keep Colorado beautiful.
Yes, and it's not just about, Tom, it's not just about keeping it beautiful, it's about keeping the animals safe, right? Last thing you want to see is a skunk's head in a yogurt container, right?
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see it. That's why we're out here cleaning all this up. We're saving it and protecting it. What other things this is your hood down in here in Pueblo. What would you love people to know about Pueblo?
I think people need to know that Pueblo has so many cool things to do and see. It's a beautiful part of the state, and there's not as many people down here, so you're not going to be rubbing elbows with your next door neighbor most of the time. It's a great place to fish, it's a great place to hike, and mountain biking. If you like mountain biking, our trails stay open pretty much year round. So if it's snowed up in the mountains, come down to Pueblo and get on an open trail.
Oh, that's such a good tip, because we talked with Lauren at the Colorado Lottery, and she goes hiking up there in the mountains in the winter, and I was like, who does that? But now there's an option for the people that might not want as much snow. These are always open.
Come on down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know what conservation means to you.
So conservation is a really big word, and it means a lot of things. It means good stewardship. It means that even if you didn't drop the litter, pick it up. Because it's your responsibility. Once you find it, it's your responsibility. So I've always tried to teach that to my kids, and I'm so happy that so many of my staff are out here today as volunteers helping out. So conservation means treat it like it's yours, and that's the way we feel about Colorado. We have people from all over the state, so we just want to encourage everybody to take care of the land, take care of your space. Even if you didn't cause the problem, be part of the solution.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you take it in, you got to bring it out, and if you see it, it's your
Pick it up.
responsibility. That's a good point. That's a very good point. The Colorado Lottery has given $3.7 billion back into this beautiful state of Colorado since 1983. Are you three? What more can we do? You said if you see it, take it out. What else can we do to help on day to day?
There are a lot of volunteer organizations. One of our great partners is Volunteers for Outdoor Colorado. They do projects year-round all over the state. Get in touch with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. Get in touch with the ColoradoLottery.com website, and we'll help you find the resources to get involved. There's so many opportunities, and even if you don't want to be part of a group thing, just go out on a weekend day like today and pick up trash. Be part of the solution. You don't need to be part of an organization or a big group. Just get in there and be part of it.
Absolutely right. You take your family out today and go pick up trash. Be a part of it. I got to tell you, I love Tom so much. And thank you, Tom. Thank you for being such a good host. It was great to see your neck of the woods down there in Pueblo. Everybody, Pueblo is a beautiful part of our state. If you ever like, what are we going to do this weekend? Take a drive down. Go have lunch down there. It's beautiful. To learn more about how the Colorado Lottery gives back, just go to ColoradoLottery.com. Okay, everybody, after the break, we're checking in with Park Ranger Matthew to learn more about that profession and what they do, how they help with conservation. We'll be right back. Kathie J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Kathie J. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show, everybody. So we were just talking with Tom Seaver, the director of the Colorado Lottery, about October because it is Colorado Lottery Conservation Month. So today we now have Matt Taylor here, Park Ranger, at the Lake Pueblo State Park.
That's correct.
Yes, that's where we found him and we brought him here to City Park. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course. Absolutely.
So I want to talk to you about conservation and what you see when you're out there. So first off, how long have you been a Park Ranger?
I've been a park ranger for about 5 to 6 years now, and that was full-time, and then 3 years seasonally. So
cool.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So you've seen everything that's happening out there.
I've seen a lot.
That's
yes.
cool. Okay, so why is conservation important?
I think conservation is important is because it's a way that we can live together with nature and help conserve it and keep it going for future generations.
Right, because it's about us moving into their land, right? And
Absolutely.
Learning to make sure that they're still okay, we don't ruin their habitat,
Absolutely,
right?
and using it together.
And using it together.
Yeah.
So what kind of things does a park ranger do on day-to-day activities?
Day-to-day, it's a little bit of everything.
Right? Are you saving birds like I see on TV? Are you, what do you do?
Yes, so there are days that we save birds, There are days where we talk to the public, there are days where we go out on the lake. We do a little bit of everything.
Right.
A lot with our conservation, though, is, we do help animals. There's a lot of times they get wrapped up in fishing line.
Yes.
That people leave behind, and so even this year I had to help a seagull that had line wrapped around it and a hook in its wing.
Oh my gosh.
But we were able to help it out and get the hook out and let it go.
And I'm sure you've seen it with just litter as well, just litter in general. You always see the video of the poor animal with its, the soda plastic wraps and they around their neck, and I mean it's probably you probably see that, right? That's the whole reason why we're out here cleaning up.
Absolutely, yeah. You see it every once in a while. You see, animals with cans on their head.
Yeah, come on, people. That's why you have to take your trash with you. If you bring it in, take it out. Are you trained on how to grab birds, how to help animals? I mean, what do you do? Is it a wrestle? Do you call the other guys and you have to? I mean, or was it pretty wrapped up?
It was pretty wrapped up.
Okay, so that was in your favor.
That was in my favor. We aren't specifically trained on at least the small animals, Once we get to bigger animals, we have a little bit more training, but small animals is kind of try your best to grab it and help it out as best you can.
Now, in the summer, we're aware, you know, watch out for bears, watch out for the mountain lions and stuff. What do people need to be aware of? What's happening in the wilderness in the fall and winter months? Like, what kind of, are there animals looking for food, or if everybody asleep, what's happening?
Yes, so in the fall and winter months, especially in the fall, you have mating season for elk and deer.
Right.
And the bucks and bulls, the males, can be very aggressive.
Oh.
So you don't want to go up to them and
oh my
try
God,
and
it's a
handle
beautiful
them.
moose. Let me take a picture. Let me hug you. You don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, right?
They will attack.
Yes.
Yep. And then, you know, sometimes moms have their babies.
Okay.
And they can be aggressive. Bears are always looking for food.
Yes.
And that's when you have a lot of human to bear interactions. They come into town and they try and eat trash.
When are they officially going to sleep? When does that happen? Is that closer in December?
It depends on where you live. In the mountains, you know, higher up, once they start hitting a certain temperature, I can't tell you that temperature right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But it depends
yes.
on where the bears live and located.
Yeah,
Okay.
It'll be, you know, they'll go to bed a little bit later than in Leadville.
Yeah, right,
know?
right. Yeah, no, definitely. They're knocked out in Leadville.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to know when you're being a park ranger, how many miles do you cover? Like, what are you, like, what are you responsible for?
So we cover all of Lake Pueblo State Park. That encompasses the whole lake. I think it's about 60 acres
Wow.
of water that's just on the lake.
Wow.
And then a whole bunch of land around it. Includes 3 campgrounds, river access, lake access,
Yeah,
a lot of
so
stuff.
speaking of those lakes, back in the day, like my grandfather, we had property, and he was always like struggling with the beavers because they always wanted to flood out the road that got in there.
Yeah.
Do park rangers have to deal with that, with them, with the ecosystems and how you move where their living habitats are?
We do.
But how do you do? Right, what do you do?
I've worked at 2 different parks, and both parks we've had to deal with beavers.
See, beavers are stubborn animals, I tell you.
They sure are.
They want a lot of water.
And that's usually the areas that we manage have a ton of water in them.
Right.
And so they love to try and dam up the area, and usually what we do is try and catch them and relocate them before they can get too established, so that way it's not too impactful on the beavers.
Wow, and I'm sure every single animal, you have a certain way you have to deal with them, right?
Absolutely.
That's why I call the park rangers if you come across an animal and have issues. Don't try to handle it yourself.
Yes.
Right. I just want to hug you.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yep.
Is there anything else you'd like my viewers to know about enjoying the Colorado State parks?
I think just come out, enjoy it. Make sure you pack out your trash, and and just have a great time. Leave it better than you found it.
Thank you so much, Matt.
You're welcome,
Thank
of
you.
course.
I love that. Okay, thank you so much to Park Ranger Matt and all of the park rangers that we've been meeting along our travels with the Colorado Lottery. But I love that video. Everyone loves the old guy with the walker and the fly fishing pole going out into the river. I think we all hope that one day that's our retirement. So it's such a cool video. So here's the thing. I also have a really funny bear story that I just have to share with you. So my cousin Tammy, today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Tammy. My family, we live in the woods back home in the upstate New York in the Adirondack Mountains. That's where my whole bloodline comes from. But there was this one night where Tammy, and you know, we live in the woods, so we're used to bears being around. We put everything, we're very careful about our trash where we live. So Tammy was going out onto her back porch one night, and she was like, oh, the kids left the black trash bags up here on the porch, right? So she was pushing and pushing. She was like pushing the screen door, and then she started kicking the screen door, and it was like, she thought it was black trash bags, and then all of a sudden, the black trash bag opened its eyes, and it was a black bear that was trying to catch a nap back there. Oh my God, Tammy was like, ah! She went in, shut the door, and hid, and the black bear took off. But you never know where black bears are gonna be, even if you think you know and you're prepared. Always just realize they're going to be there. If they smell you, if you have food on you, they're going to find you. So Colorado Parks and Wildlife wants to remind everybody, now is the time to bear-proof your home, especially since, you know, in April, Colorado Parks and Wildlife has received since April, 3,000 bear reports since April. So everybody, here's the thing. You bear-proof your home for the winter because they're getting ready for the hibernation. Some easy things that you can do. Start with putting away your food. Remember, don't keep any food in your cars either. They're good smellers. They'll smell that food in your car, and we've all enjoyed those videos of the bear attacking and pulling your car door off, taking the seats out, looking for that apple core you left in there. Also, speaking of apple cores, a lot of park rangers are saying pick up the fruit that your tree might have like shed, pick up all that fruit before it ripens, clean up any fallen fruit. You can also get any more advice at cpw.state.co.us. Yes, that's right. All right, we'll be right back. Kathie J. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Kathie J. Kathie J. Okay, everybody, so it's already time for the show to end, but remember, you can always find anything you want at KathieJShow.com. Before I go, I just want to say thank you again to Tom Seaver and everybody at the Colorado Lottery and the Park Rangers, and I'll leave you with this beautiful rainbow that we saw while we were on our way down to Pueblo. Enjoy Mother Nature as much as you can, everybody. Have a good one.